Howdy, everyone, and welcome to the 6th episode of the Gaming Times podcast. And this episode will be, again, a pre-recording, and the face cams are off for upgrading purposes, of course. This episode is a special one because we have our second guest on here, and I have been following and supporting his channel for a few years now, and I would like to let him take the stage and introduce himself.
Hello guys, this is xArkhamdeceptionx, but I mostly just go with Deception, and I've been doing YouTube for 6 years now. Nearly 6 years, in 2016, around January.
Yeah, I'll have everything in the description for everybody's social media, so you can go and follow. What games do you primarily play? Because last time I was watching, it was mainly Mortal Kombat.
I was doing Mortal Kombat, but then I kind of dropped the game. Plus, they stopped supporting the game, so there wasn't going to be new balance changes for the game. I was really hoping for new changes to the game, but we didn't get to that.
So, how did you get into YouTube, and what inspired you, or who inspired you to do it?
Well, in early 2016, I participated in a tournament up at St. Charles in near the Chicago area, and I signed up for a Mortal Kombat X tournament, and I really enjoyed the competition and stuff. So I wanted to create a YouTube channel to host tournaments and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't get too far. We did a preseason thing, and after that, it was kind of hard doing the schedule and stuff since we were still in high school.
Yeah. I remember watching one of them, and I do remember your younger brother Chip. He said something about blowing up like a limousine or something, and then you went to McDonald's and whatnot. It was interesting to see that because you don't see that anymore.
You're talking about my comic book video?
Yeah.
When I recorded the trip? Yeah, I did do that.
And then I remember there's the part where I wish I could get the clip so I can show, but I remember when it was in the hotel, it's like, guys, check out this water. I don't think you're able to drink it. It was not even clear.
Water, it was really white.
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, and then there's other videos, I remember watching the game room video showing, or the game layout that you guys had, and then there's that documentary that you were talking about, the Mortal Kombat competition, and how did you discover these competitions?
Well, around the time when Mortal Kombat X came out, there was a online tournament, and I really enjoyed it, so I started following up the FGC scene. And I still follow it up to this day a little bit.
Because what was it? I've been playing Apex with some friends. I've been consistently playing it, and it's an actual game that I'm actually interested in. And I want to do, competitions. But right now, the game is so broke right now, it's not even fun to play. And you can't even get into a game because how bad it is to load right now. And then there's a new legend that is very, very overpowered. At first, everyone thought it was going to be a broken character, Seer, but he's just way too overpowered. He got nerfed, but it's still not enough to be playable for other players. But yeah.
Yeah.
So the YouTube guideline updates have been hurting a lot of people, and I like to ask many people that I can to get the chance to see how has it affected you or your channel, and if there is anything to do with getting burnt out on YouTube time to time?
I honestly don't read all those guidelines and stuff for fans. I don't honestly know all the rules.
Mm-hmm.
I think the main problem for me is the YouTube algorithm of how it works.
Yeah.
I think you have to at least do commentary, I think, to get more views and stuff, but I don't honestly do too much commentary because of some technical issues, because my PS4 fan is way too loud.
Mm-hmm.
I have my AC blasting in the background, which I don't have it now, I have it turned off.
And I'll get to the PlayStation in a little bit, but yeah, I for the guidelines or whatnot, they I don't know, it just affected a lot, and then yet say that you want to get monetization, but yet the monetization does not want to work. And I just want to do it as a hobby, and I think it's pretty interesting. But when I was younger, I really wanted to become a YouTuber. But the monetization back then, it didn't matter how many views or how many subscribers you got, or it had to depend on how many views you get monthly. But now it's you have to have 1,000 subscribers or more, and then you have to have, I think, I forgot how many consecutive hours each month that you have. You have to have like at least 4,000 hours or 2,000 hours. Sorry, but it's just a crazy amount. But I get like a good, I don't know, maybe 500 views a video. I'm trying to get more, but I've been using ad revenue to get more views. But yeah, it's just like, yeah, I spend $20 one month and then maybe 10 on the other, but it's just like I don't want to spend too much for something that won't really happen. And then I got burnout, and it made me not come back for years, and I had about a few years span between videos, and every time I get back, it was hard to get the viewership back because everybody didn't really get the notifications at that time, because if you stay up with it, people know how to click the bell, and then you can get some things. There's a lot of long-term subscribers. They never knew that I came back maybe a half a year ago. But what are some reasons that you got burnout on YouTube?
Well, one is like kind of like I don't have too many games to play.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't really play a bunch of the newer games that come out, or the new big games. Like I don't play Warzone,
Yeah.
Apex. I don't play those games, and plus I was doing content that I enjoyed making the content I was doing, but it's just I think it's content that nobody really cares for.
Yeah. I have to admit that I did play Fortnite back then, when it first came out. There's one video that I have from it. Like, I had a series of it, and I was getting a lot of views for it. But there's one that had like over 1,000 views, and I never knew until like a year and a half later that it just started to merge, because everything was just, if you play something that is name brand, it's sad, because if you want to put your work out there and your heart out there, you have to get the right time to put it out there, because a lot of times it's just, usually this platform is just to follow the trends or whatnot, and I don't like following trends. I like to do my own thing. I do like the Battle Royale aspect of things, but there's other games that I really like to do. But I haven't really done that many. I want to do more documentaries and whatnot, and I have been trying to do certain people around where we live. But what are some things that you have seen in this channel change, or the one that I started?
What do you mean by that?
I'm trying to figure out what I have written, how I written that, because this is probably like at 2 a.m. trying to figure out how to ask some questions. But this is probably asking if you have seen my channel for a while, and if you've seen any changes in the podcast or the main channel of mine, and then vice versa.
I don't know. I just recently got back to your channel recently, since you kind of were telling, so
Yeah.
I honestly don't know.
Yeah, I seen yours for a while. Usually I get like notifications, and for some reason my phone doesn't give me notifications. So when I got back from work, I had to get on my computer to actually see if you messaged me or not about tonight. And they had but yeah, I seen there was a lot of video type, like kind of vlogs or whatnot that you guys had, but yeah, your viewership has been growing. I seen.
I think it was around in Mortal Kombat 11 Aftermath when my channel really kind of got up there with got a couple of 1,000 views here and there, like 3,000 views.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even though like MK11 was like probably my highest growth, it was just a game. In the long run, I just did not really enjoy.
And before we started this, you said something about Assassin's Creed not being good anymore. It's trash.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's not great anymore.
I never really got into it. I played the third installment. I never started the first or second. I just jumped into the third one when I was younger, and I just couldn't play it.
Yeah,
just didn't hit me right.
Just the new Assassin's Creed just don't make sense to me. Like, if you would have someone play a classic Assassin's Creed, and play the newer ones, they will probably think they're not the same franchise.
Mm-hmm. Oh, what was it? I do remember a video that you had, and it was a commentary about why the new Assassin's Creed have to have a new mechanic in it, because it's just basically rinse and repeat on stuff, or copy and paste, because of the drone mechanics. They had a drone, and then now it's a bird and whatnot, or Ubisoft. I do agree on that.
Ubisoft do that.
Yeah, they need to fix it because I really liked. Have you played Ghost Recon Wildlands?
I have not in a while. I love that one. That's a good game.
That is a fun game. So when I heard that there's a sequel to it, I'm like, hey, cool, I'm gonna pre-order this. When I got it and I played it, and it was the first day that I played it, and I never finished it I probably only put like 20 minutes into the game, and it was terrible because when we got into it, it was like the trailers were already shown who the villain was. I don't mind that, but I kind of wanted to see our character learn that later down the road in the game because you already know and you just want to see how your reaction is of your character. Well, when you get in, it's already showing him, and then at the beginning of that, you have to, when you're crashing in the helicopter or plane, I don't remember, and you're trying to avoid all those unidads and whatnot, or those ex-military guys, and you have your mini-map showing how, like, the big circles were where they were. I just ran through a straight line past them, and they're like, "Whoa, where is he?" And it was just so broken. I didn't understand. And then when the villain was revealed, his rendering was very, very off, and it was still like pixelated, and I was very confused on it because it was a cutscene. And then when you get to the cave, it was like the worst dialogue that I ever heard. And when I heard that, I turned off the game because it's like, hey, welcome to the cave. We call it the cave. And I'm like, is this real? Is this what I paid for? And I tried to get a refund on it, but I couldn't. So
The game did not have a great launch. I honestly don't know how it's going right now, but they've made a lot of changes. Like there's like a way you can play without using the gear system.
Mm-hmm.
It's AI, teammates, stuff like that. There's a lot of changes. I just don't know in general how the game is.
Yeah, I played, and the first one that I played, I had friends to play with, and it was fun playing with friends. When you play by yourself for a long time, you do get burnt out on it, or for my experience, because it's not really fun playing solo the whole entire time. And then I had no one to play, and then when I finally deleted it, that's when they fixed it or fixing it and making it better. That's when my friends started to play more of it, and they wanted me to play. I'm like, I can't because I'm just so burnt out on it because I'm disappointed, and it's so hard to get back into it. And I don't know, but yeah, that's just. Do you for another question is for your channel, is it just going to specifically be video gaming, or do you want to further your category of YouTube or what you want to produce?
Basically, I'll probably just stick with gaming because it's like my main hobby.
Mm-hmm.
It's what I mainly do. But it's just the hard thing is of what games I want to do. I want to do Xbox content, but I was trying to do I could do it off Twitch to where I could record and put it to my YouTube, but I just could the quality just didn't look great. I don't know if it's my end or not.
No, are you like when you're recording? Is it like every 30-second clips?
No, I'm actually doing Twitch live streams, and I'm like, I stream for a little bit, then you can go to Twitch, go to your account, and download it to the computer and download it to YouTube. And when I watch it back, it just has some really doesn't have the great quality.
So you do use a computer for editing and streaming and recording?
No, I just use the console.
Okay. Yeah, that's the one thing that that was a big investment of mine, getting a PC so I can actually stream and actually do better quality content. But back then I did have an Elgato and whatnot. But the one thing that I'm jealous about is from PlayStation is that they have a really good recording system or software that they have to give good quality. But for Xbox, for some reason, it's already 1080p plus or whatnot it has, or what console that you have. But when you record from it, it condenses it down because I don't know how it really works, but I remember that if you're doing those 30-second things, it's 1080, but it converts it down to 420 for some reason, or 360.
Hello everyone, and this is the teaser of a teaser trailer for the upcoming series, Quarantine. Coming next spring. You ready, man? Oh, alright. right then. Well, back to the show.
You mentioned about your disk drive not working on your PlayStation.
Yeah, the mother chip. I'd have to replace it.
Um, I do resell, and for some reason, I got one and from eBay really cheap, so I can fix it and resell it. But when I got it, it didn't have a disk drive, or it wasn't working. So, or I think I got it for my girlfriend so she can play PlayStation because she likes it more than Xbox. But when I got it, I just wanted to get some digital games on there, but it wouldn't allow me to update. That's the thing about that, because if it's Xbox or a PC, if the disk drive does not work, it doesn't care. It's still going to truck on. But for PlayStation, it has a really hard time trying to understand how that works, because if it's broke, or if there's a malfunction in a certain item, that's when it says, oh, it's broke. You need it professionally done, or to replace it with a new one. But do you ever have any problems updating your PlayStation?
Well, actually, if your mother chip's like not working properly, you had to like do like a restore whenever you're downloading console updates. It's not a big deal, but it's kind of annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's like the only problem.
The PlayStation that I had, for some reason, every time I was trying to update it, I tried every way, because there's internet, Wi-Fi, internet, or USB, or disk. Of course, disk wasn't going to work, so I tried USB. That didn't work. Internet and wireless. All of them didn't work, so I'm like, well, my last resort is to get it professionally done. So when I went there, they're like, well, I already told them what the error code was and whatnot, and they're like, we can't do anything, but we can send it off to an actual professional to fix it. It's a $40 non-refundable fee, and then it can be $100-something, but they take that $40 out that you already spent, so it's like a discount. I'm like, nah, I'm just gonna resell on eBay for parts, because that's not worth it. Because I don't know. That was my last time dealing with PlayStation. Now we have a couple Xbox Ones, but I'm not upgrading at all for another console, because PC is like what I'm going into. Because for video games, yeah, I don't mind for consoles, but for PC, that's more of what I'm going into for documentaries and whatnot.
Yeah, PC's not a bad console to have, well, bad system to have, because Xbox is really working with PC with the games and put them on PC as well.
Yeah, they've been really pushing that. And the one thing that I'm very confused is if they, like, I wouldn't have an Xbox today if they had if you could transfer your data from Apex to console to PC, and then I would have gotten my Xbox. But I use it for movies. But it just, I don't know. They still haven't put it in. They're in the talks right now, and they say maybe season 12, but I don't know if that's even going to happen, because we're on season 10 and they're really hurting right now. But hopefully they can fix. And everybody has a petition right now for Apex of not releasing a season, but another season, but a season just meant specifically for fixes of bugs and glitches in the game.
Yeah, I've seen stuff like that in other game communities where they would just no more updates, just fix the game and balance and stuff like that.
I wish Respawn would break away from EA, because EA is just a money grabber, because all they want to do is just get income. And but Respawn specifically said that for Apex is specifically their idea, and they're wanting to do it. I'm like, all right, this is a perfect chance, because what they did with their cinematic trailers were awesome, and a lot of people want to have it as a TV show, like for Revenant and Loba, and for many others. And then it's just their updates and whatnot. They don't specifically do like an update every week or a new item each week like what they did with Fortnite, but they do their own thing. And they're kind of slacking on their their game modes every month or every other week. They're kind of slacking on that. And I heard, or I haven't, when I played, I guess the Battle Pass that they released with Seer is by far the worst one. I've been watching a lot of reviews on it and our compilation of it, and it's probably the worst Battle Pass that any Battle Pass that's been released, because there's nothing in it to actually get. Because all of them look like common skins or whatnot.
Wow.
Yeah. Like, do you have it on your Xbox or PlayStation?
We uninstalled it. I don't really play it.
Yeah. I'll have to make like a little clip of recording of it, just showing what it is, because it's just terrible. Because you have usually when you first start off, you have the 4 skins and whatnot. They're pretty cool looking skins for certain major characters. Of course, it's going to be for the new legend, and then a couple others that are kind of related to what they're trying to show further later down the season. And at the end, there's the 2 legendary guns that for skins that you can have. And throughout that, you can have like purple Apex packs or whatnot, or good customizations for your weapons. And everything is just common or just crap. You can literally just win it from just a normal Apex pack every 20 levels that you go through. And it's just, I don't know. I got really mad because now a lot of Warzone players have transitioned over to Apex, so all the hackers got bored at Warzone because none of the streamers are there, so they want to go to what their next thing is. So right now, Apex is not the greatest time to get into it. And I did recommend people, if they want to start again, or want to either come back to it, or want to actually begin starting it, you would come in the middle of the season. But right now, this season, I do not recommend it at all, because there's so many hackers in the game. And even if you message a hacker in the game, that I heard just this morning, if you message one saying, hey, why do you hack, or anything to them, you will be banned too. And it's stupid how their system is, because even if you say, hey, you're getting reported, hey, you're stupid or something, you're going to be reported and banned, and you'll have a comms ban and a playing ban for a while. I'm like, that's kind of stupid on Apex's part, you think?
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know. It's very, very
Hacking is bad. Hacking is really hurting the gaming industry.
Oh, yeah. I remember it was just like you come across it, like in PC, CSGO, it's over like 20, like maybe at least 20 years old, or maybe 15. I'm not for sure. But they have, once in a while, they have a hacker, but we have a community that's like, all right, this is the hacker. We'll all report it, and the servers or the dedicated mods will actually ban them. But for these new games, they're so bad at it. Even if, like, I remember GTA 5. I guess if you were even if you were joining a server and you accidentally joined a modded server at that time and you left it, like, even if you were in there for a second, you will lose everything. And a lot of people lost their accounts and whatnot at a certain period of time while you're there. Because I remember it's like last year or 2 years ago. I heard this from my friends, and I haven't played it for a while, but I'm like, all right, I'm going to re-download it, see if I lost anything, and I didn't. But a lot of people have lost their accounts. Which I think that's the stupidest thing that they ever had done for any game.
I think, like, these developers, they really need to get a really good anti-cheat system.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know any good modern games that actually have a really great anti-cheat system.
Mm-hmm. Well,
like
there was a game that came out with a huge anti-cheat system. Was it Fall Guys or?
Fall Guys.
I don't know why, but it's probably, like, I don't know why Fall Guys, but out of all the games that are major, I think Fall Guys has the most, like, the best one out there right now. I'll have to fact check that to see.
Alright.
But do you have any questions about the podcast or anything at all?
Well, we were kind of touching on the Shell Factory. I would highly recommend it if you guys get like a PlayStation console. Shell Factory is a great starting tool for content creation. It gives you all the tools of like editing, transitions, music, overlays, all that kind of stuff. It gives you a really good starting point of doing content.
Mm-hmm.
You could also insert your own music. You could insert videos you collect from the internet. Like, this is the only Shell Factory's been the only thing I've been kind of using the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
I've done some Xbox here and there, but I want to try to do more content off of Xbox because I have other games on here. Plus, Halo Infinite coming out in December.
I am very, very stoked for that. I just mentioned it to my uncle, and he bought the campaign. I'm like, hey, I knew that he doesn't really play campaign. I'm like, the multiplayer is free. And he's like, what? And I'm like, tell him it's, hey, it's free. And he's like, well, I gotta cancel this because I'm not gonna pass for free, pass on this for free because this. I did like it. I just didn't have time because of work wanting me to work 12-hour shifts all the time, and they had a. It was on a weekend. It was Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It was a very short beta, but Friday and Saturday was the PvE, and then I had to go to work on Sunday, and I didn't even have any time, and I wanted to get some footage for it, but it was actually the PvP, and I'm like, man, I'm really missing out. But did you play the PvE or the PvP?
We played the PvE. We played the PvE, but we didn't know that the PvP was out. We missed it. So disappointed.
Okay, so my question is, for that is, how bad was, like, how was your experience with the AIs? Because I had the worst time because I could not take out, like, I couldn't get like triple kills or anything like that. I could barely get like 1 to 2 because how advanced these AIs were.
I had a really fun experience. It was awesome. Yeah, when they buffed up the difficulty, they were just perfect with the pistol. It was crazy.
Mm.
Like, they make the pistol look pretty good. Like, I say the pistol's solid, but getting perfect, it's like, oh, the pistol's strong.
Like, I knew that the whatever it's called, the
Sidekick.
yeah, what is the, like, I only got to be able to play, I used the default weapons. I didn't get to use the gravity hammer, but what was the spike one? The big, it was like that big ass spike that you put into the launcher. What was that one? I could only pick it up, but I could not shoot it.
The squirrel?
I'm not really for sure. I used to be really well known with the terminology, but for this new stuff, I don't know. And going back to the Halo stuff for the campaign, do you think that they're going to still continue the Halo 5 continuation, or back to like the Halo 3/Halo 4 stuff? Even though Halo 4 technically is with 5.
From one of the trailers, it's been a while since I see it, like, they recalled that they eliminated Cortana, I believe. I believe they...
I'm not really for sure, because when it first came out, when everybody was like like analyzing the trailer, how bad it was for the rendering, even though they're like bragging about next gen stuff, but yet it wasn't, so they had to push it back a few years to actually work on it. Back then, it was still going to go with the Banish with Halo Wars 2. I'm like, hey, this is going to be a really cool thing. Hopefully, he gets to go against who was the main villain in Halo Wars 2.
I honestly haven't replayed that one.
He was like all the cutscenes I watched all the time, and the cutscenes were badass. I forgot his name, but anyways, I thought he was going to be it, but it's a pawn of him, I guess, that is going to fight against him. But now it's totally different because what they have released just a few months ago, and now it's like a more less explicit Cortana, like you were saying about. That's going to help us try to find her, I guess, to find the old Cortana. So I don't know if they are getting rid of the she's human form now to back to AI. I don't know. It's going to be very interesting.
Yeah, the community is kind of upset with the talks recently with No Forge and co-op at launch.
There's I've been mentioning it about I think I mentioned it maybe the last update that I had, and I mentioned that I really want to, or the unboxing that I made, and I really want to do a 2 seasons, or not 2 seasons, I want to do 2 type of series. There's a documentary about, or not a documentary, but a stop motion about a drama called Quarantine, and the other one is kind of a comedy, kind of like The Office, but I've been trying to figure out how to do this application stuff, and I'm trying to get some small YouTubers together to voice certain characters. I already have one, and I don't. Do you think you would be interested in voicing for a character?
That sounds cool. Would it be like the way I would do it is like we do recordings off of the party we're in right now, like this?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
Other people have probably different formats because of the PC format that can send links to me, but I'm not really for sure because there could be lagging or some static or whatnot. I'm not really for sure, so there could be clips sent to the main business email, I guess. So that's where it can. Right now it's just talk, but I really want to push it because right now it's Sarah and I are moving in a moving mode, so I can't really do anything for the stop motion. But right now I can, or later down, my goal is for the comedy or the drama is spring, and then the comedy maybe in the summer. Try to get it done because the stop motion is going to take a long time to actually do it because I want to do 5 episodes in 20 minutes each, so it's probably going to be at least maybe 100 plus hours each series. So I don't know. For just the for the stop motion alone. And for the audio, that will probably take like, I don't know, maybe 10 hours probably.
Okay, yeah. Sounds cool.
Yeah, I've been really pumped about it, and I kind of want to try to get people to do it. There's this not this website. There's this software that I have been hearing about called Dragon Frame, and it's for stop motion, so you can see your progress, so you don't have to backtrack and go back to your camera. And it's such a crazy amount. Like, I thought there could be a little bit a cheaper route because this thing is $300 for just this one software. I'm like, this is ridiculous. So I'm trying to see if I can get it for a cheaper route, but it's just so expensive. And it's been beeping at me while we're doing this podcast, so I'm kind of PO'd about that. But yeah, is there anything else you want to say? Because I think that's close to what is it? Like, that's all I have right now. I should have had more, but it's only like 23 minutes. But
Well, I think depending on what the PlayStation Plus games announcement, I'll have a kind of like a video announcing what kind of content, and the head of the content is featured content from different members of the community.
okay.
I think we do that. It just depends on if the game I think that's going to be released in PlayStation Plus.
Mm-hmm.
I want to do something kind of new. Get the subscribers featured in the video.
Yeah. If you ever need help with the Xbox gameplay, let me know. I'll see if I can try to get some like software for you to do that. I do have an Elgato, but I've been trying to see if I can use it for my Xbox, but the USB part of it does not want to do it, or either it's because the for this individual it's the Elgato HD, it's not the HD60 or whatnot. It's the actual block type, and it's the oldest one, so I think it's obsolete, and they don't have software to support it anymore. So I don't know. But if you need any help, I'll try my best to try to help. But yeah, is there any is there going to be more commentaries for your channel later down the road?
If I can get Xbox content, yes, because my fan on the Xbox isn't loud.
Mm-hmm.
PlayStation, though, I just don't want people to like listen to the fan blowing in the background.
Yeah, I heard that if you know how to take it apart pretty well.
Yeah, we took it apart a couple times. Yeah.
I know that why the fan is going really, really loud is because you need to put new thermal paste on the CPU for it, because for some reason it's for PlayStation they don't really put a good applicator on there, so you can use PC applicator, a really good brand to put on there, probably like a little pea size, and then just put your fan back on it, and it's brand new. And then that will really help, because even though there's like, if you clean it with no dust in it, or even if there's dust in it, there shouldn't be that loud of a fan, because I found out with that old PlayStation that I sold because of how loud it got.
Well, I saw a video on YouTube, like, you need this guy used a compressed air, just sprayed it in there and take all the dust out. One of my brothers has one. I'm hoping, sometime if you come over, I can do that.
Yeah. There is some air cans that you can get from Walmart or whatnot, but they don't really pack the punch. But yeah, if when you clean it out all the way, and if it's still getting really loud, it's most likely that paste or whatnot. So if you ever need the paste, I know that maybe Walmart has it. I'm not for sure, but it'll have to probably be online from Amazon being sent to you.
Okay.
Because I sold another PlayStation a while back, and I was playing it, and we were playing Warzone or something, or no, it was, I don't know what it was, but it was a basketball game on there, NBA, and we started up, and the fan got so loud that it was shaking the table, how loud it got, and we were getting worried that it was just gonna blow up, how loud it got. Like, there's no way that it's gonna get bad, so we sold it. And then I get a message, hey, every time when I'm playing that NBA game, or no, it was Warzone that we played all the time, and it got really hot, and but nothing happened. We were still being able to play it, and we played like at least 5 hours straight on that thing. And we sold it to the person. We already clarified, and they're like, oh, no problem. And they played NBA on it, and as soon as they played like 30 minutes of it, it overheated. I'm like, from just playing NBA alone, that overheated it. We were playing Warzone on that thing, and that was doing okay. So surely it would not affect it at all, but they got it professionally fixed, and it was there was the paste or whatever that was dried up. Thank you very much for being on the podcast. Hope that we can invite you back, and hopefully Jake can be on here too. He's been busy with sports and whatnot.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Oh yeah, have a good one.
Hello everyone, and this is the teaser of a teaser trailer for the upcoming series, Quarantine. Coming next spring. You ready, man? Oh, alright then. Well, back to the show.